Hello, I'm here to review a set of mocks by sammy18011990. These are Sammy's TeleNorth mocks, and I'm not just here to criticise, I'll try and give a few pointers as well. So we'll start at the start. The description says that TeleNorth started broadcasting in 1957, the very early part of ITV, probably a stand-in for Granada. Silent form up. White's unusual background colour for 1957, but certainly possible. Though this video is in 4:3 aspect ratio, the background doesn't fill the screen. There's no reason for black bars down the sides of the screen, they just wouldn't happen. Also, even the most basic paint package has a draw a box tool. Learn to use the software you have. There's no excuse for the dodgy corners on the logo, which is strangely tall and thin and rather penile. It's also off centre, an untidy mock. Next, colour, which I'll assume is from 1968 or just after. Swapping colours from black and white and grey to anything but black, white and grey, with a similar form up to what went before. So far, so convincing. We've still got black bars down the sides that shouldn't be there, and we've still got untidy corners on the same phallic logo which is still off centre. The black text could stand out more, and the company name is fringing, as if Sammy decided at the last minute to change to black text. Also, while the in colour legend is par for the course, there's a departure from the previous logo. In colour is capitalised when I don't think it needs to be. Presents from the previous logo is not, and you probably benefit from a thicker font. Moving on. Now this is where TeleNorth begins to fall down. The contrast between the logo and the background is near zero. In fact, you'd be hard pressed to even see the logo on a black and white set, which would still have been used by many viewers when this logo would have been used, assuming these logos are being shown in chronological order. Also, why go from a blue background back to grey? And why use a very 50s jingle, ATV's chimes no less, in the early to mid 70s? Further, the black sidebars which are still there wipe in with the logo. Next up, a less phallic logo, a return to the white background, and a company name that many viewers simply would not see on sets of the period, is barely visible on modern sets of today. Almost no contrast between the background and the company name, and also logos are now getting impossible to date. Another early to mid 70s logo, but with Scottish TV's late 80s jingle, which jars quite a bit. The logo is a little basic, but not that bad, though it would have looked unusual compared to the blue backgrounds of other logos of the period. But we still got black sidebars, and no contrast between different elements to produce a logo that just wouldn't work. Woo! It's slideshow time! And note the lack of black sidebar. I spoke too soon. The pictures fill the screen. The logo brings them back for no reason. A poorly drawn T, I'm sure the bar's off centre, and I'm not sure how well the bright green and red would have worked on TVs of the mid to late 70s. Yes, we're still in the 70s, even though we have Tiny Teaser's 1998 jingle, but it looks pretty loud to me. Ha ha ha, you must be joking. Even for 1978 it's crap. Just look at those lollipops. And now we get to working with video, and probably to the time period where Sammy should be leaving us with his limited software and skill set. One thing about knowing how to use your software is knowing the limitations of the software and your skill set. Firstly, look at the final image in that logo. See how the triangle of the V rests against the logo when there should be a gap. See how the triangle pokes out from the rest of the ITV logo when they should be flush within it. See the super black box where TeleNorth is written, matching the super black sidebars. Decent paint packages better than the pre-Windows 7 Microsoft Paint that are still free to download, such as GIMP and Paint.net, have a dropper tool, allowing you to use an actual colour in the image. And speaking of those decent freeware paint packages, the logo starts with this: an off-centre white triangle on a long T, sat in an entirely unnecessary grey box. A bit of skill could have created an unbranded opening frame for your logo. Furthermore, the video of the logo form-up was ripped from TV Arc. Now, if you can add the name of the fictional company to the ripped video, why not blank TV Arc's logo from that same video? It also exposes a hole in your narrative. This logo is ITV's generic look from 1989. The previous logo, the 5th one ever, was celebrating TeleNorth's 21st anniversary in 1978. So after going through 4 completely different looks between 1968 and 1977 at the latest, they decided to go with a garish green and red look for 12 years. Anyway, on to the 1990s. Back to the horrid colour scheme, and here is what I mean by knowing the limits of your software and skill set. Microsoft Paint doesn't cut it if you're going to produce a mock and date it post 1982. You simply cannot produce anything convincing. You need to produce something far better than this. You need gradients, you need 3D graphics, you need nuanced detail. You need software that's far more powerful than Microsoft Paint or Windows Movie Maker. You need professional grade software, and you need to know how to use it. More of the same, only this time TeleNorth jumps across the screen. Amateur. Also, nobody used Gill Sans in the 1990s. It was the font of London buses and of the Tube. That's the one in London full of angry commuters, not the one in Newcastle full of groovy fuckers. And it was boring. Words fail me. This logo is just a mess. Lastly, ITV Heart's generic look. Static blue heart slide with pre-formed blue boxes all ready for the logo to form up in. I'm pretty sure if you look hard enough you'll find a blank hearts background without any solid boxes. They form up with the logo. But this is actually passable considering the limitations Sammy has to put up with. And they finally got rid of the black sidebars. Full 4:3 video at last. Not sure about the ITV.com website address. I think it's a little too close to the edge. Google Safe Area Broadcasting. Actually, I think there's a site on the BBC that will tell you all about it. And the .com at the end doesn't look right. It doesn't seem to fit with the ITV logo at the bottom of the screen. It makes me think that the website address didn't form up like that, and to be honest I can't remember whether or not it did. Plain text would have looked better. So there you go. There's Sammy's TeleNorth mocks reviewed by someone who's, well, far from perfect himself. I want to make it clear that this video was created by software that cost me approximately nothing. And yes, I know it's not perfect. This is a learning experience for me. I would just want mock makers to learn how to do their stuff as well. Take what you see in this video as constructive and criticism, learn and improve. And yes, feel free to slag me off. Who knows, I deserve it.